I remember that.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another My Hero Academia Manga Chapter read. We are here with chapter 364. I'm here with Mark.
Hello.
Mark, there's something that we always do before every manga chapter. What would that be?
Late night recap episode.
It is late night. We'll go ahead and go through 363 rather swiftly. It's kind of a nice little transition as to like the rising of like the big bads. So how we were kind of shifting up. I mean, granted, we were gradually like going down as far as like the influence on villains, having a lot of power over the heroes right now. This is immediately. This is spoiler alerts. People who are watching this live. Bago getting got. He's now just lying there, motionlessly, and Genus is over there just like, oh my god. And I was also like, oh my god. And then like all Shiggy is like, oh my god, I am God. Also, yeah, I remember Shiggy grabs Mirko. Mirko's not having it. She's like tearing into all for fingers. Great context. And also Dobby's here, and he's copying the exact same thing that Shoto did. So I feel really bad for what's our dude's name? Onima. Not to be confused with Monoma. As we cut over to the guy over the satellites, he's hacking into everything. Now things are shifting over to their favor. We find out that UA's in deep trouble. I mean, we're kind of anticipating the fact that like maybe the like Todorokis might do something. We don't know. We can only just anticipate what's gonna happen next after that. And then we cut back into the Gunga Villa ruins like fight, and we find out that All For One's hot. It's kind of a problem. It's the same thing as Mr. Compressed, like, oh no, he's hot. But yeah, no, this is an actual real problem, because with that quirk, like, he's going to revert like his body back to like how it was probably in his prime. So yeah.
Not good.
And even though he's lost a lot of quirks at this time, I think All For One could still relatively maintain like those quirks, because, well, actually that's the thing of debate, but maybe we'll get an answer like in the next chapter, which we'll read right now, actually, because I hadn't really considered like how the state of his being would be if he reverted himself like after a while. Even if he's accrued so many quirks at that time, it's either convenient enough where he lost enough quirks to pretty much be sent back to like whatever he had at the time, or it might be inconvenience that way.
Or it might rewind him. It might rewind him to the point where he didn't have those quirks.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So it was either like he would just have far less quirks, but you know, he'd be a lot more mobile, or it could be one of those things where like, because the quirks don't originate from him. Well, actually, no, actually, you know, it would have to be like he uses them, because that was the same thing as Overhaul as well. We had like, he did the merge, but Area undid that.
Yeah, if you split them back in two.
But okay, so we're now in chapter 364. We get a bit of a flashback here.
It's the lab.
It's yeah, actually, yeah, it is the lab. Shigaraki. We started off with someone speaking. It's the doctor, actually. Shigaraki stole those refined samples of the chemical that Hasakai developed for destroying quirk factors into me, and I wasted no time trying to replicate it. Turns out the substance originated from a person's quirk. Ain't that a hoot? Like you're always saying, fate brings everything full circle. During the refining process, I started focusing not on the deleter rounds, but on the quirk's original effect. And I gotta say, my doomsday theory was right on the money. You only get one shot, one and done. Assuming things go according to plan, and you get to walk free again. I'm betting it'll help you make your dream come true. So the doctor is pretty much went all the way back to find the quirk itself.
Yeah, he just analyzed it and went back to the original trace, not what they modified it to do.
Mm-hmm. Here's the next page. Uh, and just in case I'm not around when you get out of the big house, I'm leaving it all in this safe house along with the data. Allow me to speak my mind. Your voice, your eyes, your smile bring joy to my heart. And if I had one wish, I'd ask that your own heart be filled with hate. This is number 364. Why we wield power. We have, yeah, we have the shot of All for One looking at his
He's so
mask.
buff.
Oh my god, yeah, it's a great contrast. Like you see, like All for One, at his relatively current state, as far as like the mask and everything, the life support, and then we cut to him like regenerating using the quirk, and now you see he's super buff now. So I'll read this last page here. Be proud, Endeavor. I never thought you'd be the one to force me to play this card.
We move on
Please.
to the next page. We see Endeavor wheeze.
He's
You know,
wheezing.
he's reju- he's rejuvenated. His body is back to prime condition. We see Tokoyami and Jiro. Look, little Aries power.
Oh no, he knows.
We see All for One jet down towards the ground, and
Oh
we see
my
Hawk
god.
going right in after him. This is bad. We see All for One. Ooh, and he says, "My body feels as light as silk." As we just see an entire war going on as he's going down.
Yeah, yeah.
We go to the next page. We see two heroes. Huh? He zips past them. She's like, one of them is a female. She's like, "What? Ah, my quirk!" As he just takes her quirk and the other person's outfit, and just says,
Bruh.
"I'll take the cape too while I'm at it. Fighting in the buff is hardly my style."
Fighting in the buff.
Right? Then we see Hawks come down and slash him in the face as he saves the girl.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this is All for One. This bit of rewinding will be the end of me. I'm ultimately doomed to vanish now.
Oh.
He's, he looks over at Hawks and you see the slash like rewinding. But my dream will live on as I pass the baton to Tomura Shigaraki. The only task left to me is to rescue him from your brazen trap. So if you don't mind,
Uh-oh.
this is Hawks, a massive yet suicidal power up. Endeavor just needs to deliver one more sound blow. So, your dream, huh? Something beyond stealing one for all? Still gotta buy time. Mind filling me in for future reference? It's simple. I'm quite influenced by comics. The
Mm-hmm.
world always fears the big bad villain. Why do you think that is? Because he does bad stuff. And what counts as bad stuff? All to you.
Okay. In a world teeming with myriad cultures and values, bad stuff would be an act that universally makes the masses turn up their nose in disgust. An act which thwarts the future they envision. So I intend to thwart the future of the whole world. That's all I've ever wished for.
Man, what a mess.
He is a menace. Oh, not Washington, D.C.
We're in America, folks, and look at the sign. Look at the sign.
Everything, there's chaos over here too.
Do you
Not
see
the
this is
White
the sign
House.
that says
This is the moment to strike. If we don't definitively eliminate Tomura now, the U.S. will face the danger of he poses. And how will we rein in this crisis?
as the
Unlike
president?
most others, our nation has already taken half of a step into the red zone. And you're to blame, Timothy Akbar.
Admiral Akbar. Also, do you notice the sign there says "We are all for one"?
Uh, whoa, yeah, okay, I see. We are all for one. Jesus, dude. People have taken a stance. Let me see. Oh, I guess I should. Yeah, I'll read a couple more.
You should get 2 more pages.
Mr. President continues. According to the report from the Quirk Research Agencies, Tomura is already beyond anything humanity can stop. An unknowable, untouchable entity capable of just about anything. You faced that monster. It cuts to the star and made it clear that we're his enemy via Star and the missiles. You're saying we should appease him instead? There's already a standoff between the world's developed nations, as we wonder who will be the first to earn Tomura's trust. Thinking about how we should let him rule over us? That's insanity! Only to minimize the casualties. To feel him out before a more decisive strike. Give that monster even an inch, he'll take a mile. We'll be neutered. Him!
He's not wrong.
This is our nation's future. Okay, go ahead.
We won't have a future. The opposition is forcing you to take this stance. Easy there, Mr. Eggbar. As they pull their guns,
whipping out the guns. No.
As they see him reaching into his pocket, he's like, whoa. The president shakes his head, no. And they put their guns away. Do you know what Star was really for? We see a picture of Star and All Might.
Oh no! Younger.
Why do you think Cassie followed her footsteps and died for it? I'm sure you haven't really forgotten. I did this panel.
Me? Okay.
We see. I know. I'm gonna read it. I'm just saying. Look at this panel, bro. Sure. We see Star walking towards All Might. Children observe adults as they grow. We see him reaching their hands to each other. Adults in turn support the children as they pass it forward, and so on to the next generation. As we see their hand in hand and reaching out. I love that.
Oh my god.
Up to you.
Okay. Heroes have always wielded their power in the name of that cause. It's the shot of Bako and Genus as they look over to Edgeshot. Edgeshot's not looking too good right now.
He's looking rough.
And Genus is saying, Headshot. And Headshot's saying, yes, I am the ninja hero. There's no realm I cannot infiltrate. As he threads himself up with his finger real quick. And I have an ample experience of invading the bodies of others, as we've known before. This is no time to lie down and die. Coughs on some blood as he yells out, Mirko! Do not go quietly. And as I can only imagine her situation, like, what the fuck do you think I'm doing?
And you see Mirio coming up, about to smack the shit out of Shigaraki.
Shigaraki, so pointless. Should he tear you asunder, sink your teeth into his flesh? I mean, she's been kind of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. I guess I'll take these last 2 pages.
Go for it.
Because Edgeshot, the hero, will not let this pass. This stopped heart belongs to a life we can ill afford to lose. I'm not too late. I shall replace what's missing and make it pump. Kamihara, there's no coming back from this for you. He says, just so. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Club president Hagamata cuts into them in the flashback. They were also students. And then we see a full face reveal of Edgeshot. Spoiler alerts, he's hot too. Next. Nimpo, 1,000 sheet piece Zenith. I will be the boy's heart. Oh my god, dude.
Edgeshot is sacrificing himself to revive Bakugo.
That is so wild, bruh.
There's been a very mixed reception on this. Like
Oof.
some people like it. There's a good amount of people who are not fans of it, and I can understand that. But at the end of the day, I think this we have seen him do this before with manipulating the body, not to this extent, but we've seen him do it before.
Hmm.
A lot of people said that it would have been better. This would have been a better moment if we had gotten more backstory on Edge Shot sooner, and he'd been more there. And I can agree with that. But overall, I don't think it's a bad chapter.
Yeah, I can understand it. Edshot has been a hero that's been like in part of the franchise for a while, and unfortunately, among a fair other like top heroes, he's one who's kind of had some spotlight here and there, but not enough to really explore, his background. We know what his quirk
Mm-hmm.
is and some extent of what he can do, and why is it so useful, and kind of like this brand that he like puts out there for people to kind of like get an impression of him, to idolize. um but in this case it's about just not having, I guess people don't have that connection with him the same way as, hell, even Best Genus, or Hawks or Endeavor. Like, we just know those characters a little bit more than, unfortunately, Edshot. And I guess you can also attribute it to the fact that Edshot's not really one to speak a lot anyway.
He's he spoke. He's definitely spoke a lot more in the last couple arcs.
Yeah, but like as far as like, but that's also due in part of the fact that he doesn't have a lot of appearances. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, that's just like an unfortunate thing about like a shonen with so many like characters, especially at this point.
like I
I would
don't think
say,
this is.
mm,
I don't think this is a bad. I don't think this is a bad development. I just think it could have been a better development if there'd been more lead up. But I think this is fine.
this is also fine, all things considered. I have a feeling that's gonna be next chapter. That's literally gonna be next chapter. Is that we're gonna get a fair bit of like Edshot background,
Backstory.
and then it's going to just be a mission to make sure that Edshot can just have his piece to work on Bakugo, and so everyone needs to like defend. Hopefully,
I mean, like what he plans on doing is all the fibers and stuff he's turning into. He's planning on making himself into a heart.
right?
Like
So,
he's going to sacrifice his life to become basically a patch for Bakugo's heart.
correct. So that's gonna be really interesting. Well, I'm not even sure like how that's going to change things up, but it's I was only saying that like this might take a little bit of time to just because I'm pretty sure this is the first time he'll ever try to do this.
It's not only that, like it's also one of the reasons why I say yes. If we had gotten more backstory, it'd be a lot better to everyone in the big scheme of things.
Hmm.
However, I do think this is shows that Edge Shot, he has what it takes to be a true hero. He's willing to give his own life to save a kid, to save an aspiring hero.
Yeah, dude.
Like at the end of the day, he still upholds the value of a hero.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be the main takeaway that a lot of people will have. Stain's over in the corner. He's actually crying over there. He's like, man, it's a true hero.
And plus, I don't think we all expected Bakugo to stay dead.
Well, yeah, for me, I was up in the air. I really didn't know about this one. I thought I was this was gonna be a defiant like either no or it's like it's a little too close for me to just say like there's no way because
Oh yeah,
that
trust me. I was thinking about it. I was like, I just don't know. But I
yeah
was
like
also
there
like, there's definitely still a possibility.
I was gonna say yeah like why would they just off like one of the main like characters who had such a strong stance in the series like way early on
And
and throughout,
literally the
and then I
most
think about
popular
Kamina from
character.
Gurren Lagann, and I was like okay, well, there's a
It's
chance.
also the fact that like Bakugo is the most popular character in all the popularity polls. He's always number one.
Right, but yeah, I mean, I can't really draw like a really good comparison just by Gurren Lagann by itself because Kamina, spoiler
You're not
alerts,
wrong.
got
I mean, you're not
pretty early
wrong.
on.
Yeah,
But
everyone loves Kamina. Everyone knows that.
yeah, and I feel like Kamina would have been that guy to be like on popularity polls like every week, but they offed him because like there was an actual purpose to his character.
Yeah,
And
he had to do that for
Bakugo also
Simon's
serves
growth.
a purpose too, but it's
Yeah,
different.
he, yeah, because Kamina had to do that for Simon's growth. I said Simon, really, no, it's Simone. Simon's growth, like he had to die
Mhm.
for that.
I would
Like
say
it was
that
quintessential to it.
yeah, but I guess you could also say that was kind of the same with Bakugo as well, differently though, of course. Um, but yeah, no, I get why people are kind of like iffy about like this. But I think ultimately like that and probably a background development or context of like more of Edshot's character prior to and it might be the whole reason why they have this interaction prior to him announcing that he's going to be this boy's heart.
Yeah, I'm hoping next chapter they do flesh it out a bit more
Mm-hmm.
because I think I can get why people aren't exactly loving it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that if they flesh it out, I think it'll be easier with people.
Mm-hmm. I think based on how they handle Edgeshot, I mean Edgeshot's again he's been involved like in the story for a while now. I mean
Cool character too.
he was also involved in that operation when they were capturing the league for the first time at that point, and
Mhm.
that
Even fought
also
all for one.
yeah that also linked up with yeah it's true. It also links to the fact that Bako was involved there too, so it's almost like a full circle. They could possibly lead up to like the mindset he had going into like those ops. Granted though, I mean he could have also like outwardly expressed that in media all over the place about like his beliefs, and we just never got to see that for the most part. um yeah, I think they'll just elaborate more on his character. But I do understand it. This sacrifice was kind of like left field for us, and it's meaningful, yes, but if it was like by any other person that's had more camera time than he has, then it would have felt like somehow significant, even more so. Like, I mean, granted, this isn't like a matter of like saving Bakugo in this instance, but I was thinking like if it was any other person, whether they were successful or not, I think it would hit like hard. Like, let's say it was Jiro who was like right there. Granted, she's somewhere else, but let's just say it was her, and she's trying to like get Bako's whatever's left that heartbeat pounding. And of course that's not gonna like work the same way, but like it hits a different way. And you feel for that versus, you know, this where like it'll probably be successful, but it doesn't feel like you don't feel that connection quite yet because we don't really have that much of connection with that shot. So that's kind of what it is. But we'll see that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, like I definitely think that I feel like we'll probably will get on Headshot next chapter. I think that'd be I think that would be what Horikoshi probably will do next. Maybe not. I guess we'll just that's what I would assume, but I could be wrong. We'll see if
Mm-hmm.
he decides that he wants to give Edgeshot that bit of background before, or if he wants to just keep it like the way it is.
Hmm. I feel like he would, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, like I feel like he would go into it, but I feel like it's a small possibility he might keep it the way it is. Because I mean, the because the chapter works, but I feel like it's gonna go over a lot better if he goes more in depth with Headshot.
Yes.
Like gives it a real, like a real one last hurrah for Headshot in like a flashback, storytelling kind of thing in this next chapter.
Right. So we could have the backstory, we could have that connection, and we can also have like the consequences of like this whole arc still like play in.
Yeah, like because obviously we had deaths in the first war, and naturally we're gonna have them in the second war.
Mm-hmm.
Like we lost Midnight, we lost Crust, and in this, it looks like yes, we're losing Headshot.
Hmm. So Ark
We
is
also lost.
jumping in with hello. Hey, how's it going? But
We also lost Bakugo for a small amount of time.
yeah, we had to sit with this for like, what was it, 4 weeks?
Yep, 2 chapters.
But with like a prolonged expansion of just like waiting.
Yeah, yeah. The wait, they really left us off on that last page for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it really got us thinking.
I mean, we're like, is he serious? Does he mean it? Does he mean it? We don't know. Does he mean
Is
it?
he gonna do this? Is he gonna full send? Damn. Yeah. Alrighty. I think that's everything. What happened? So there's been
Spoilers.
okay, well, first and foremost, let me just go ahead and just give editor Justin the cue that like, okay, we're good to go. We appreciate everyone for tuning in for this long chapter read, and we'll see you guys in the next one.